Okay. We're live. Oh, we're in the wrong channel. Hold on a second. Days better. Change the stream of the channel. Go watch the new video. Okay. It's Tuesday. It's Halloween. All of these things mean things. Atomic Sorcery, welcome in. I forgot to change the picture. Howdy, howdy, howdy. On the new video. Let me do that real quick. We're going to do a little bit of work today. Just a hangout. Happy Halloween. Doodly doo dah day.
Yeah.
Yeah. Drew is with me today. Hello, welcome in.
Thank you. Happy to be here since I missed all of last week.
It's alright. Oh god. I clicked the wrong button. Mocker, hello, hello. We had some funny ones today. Or for the video.
Yeah.
Safe. Okay. Let's go back to the dashboard. Let's check on YouTube. Nebby, hello, hello. Oh, it's live. It lives. It is. This is the Fire Mommy stream. Go watch the video. Nebby, I know you already did. Watch it again. Leave a comment. That helps us out a lot. Let me pop out the chat and put it over here so I can see it. And then let's go.
Did we ever come up with a better name than Fire Mommy?
Nobody suggested anything, so yeah.
Yeah.
If you guys have a better name than Fire Mommy for the thumbnail, let me know. Because Fire Mommy's funny. Don't get me wrong. But I think we'll do better.
Yeah.
I asked somebody yesterday, and they gave me like 5 really funny ones, and then I came up with Fire Mommy based on those suggestions. I'm like, I'm gonna go with that, and then maybe we'll get a better one. I think Hot Mama was another one.
A Hot Mama is good.
Flame MILF. I don't know if that's appropriate. Don't know if that is appropriate. All right, we're drawing some stuff today. I need to draw a few things because I have a few little projects that I want to work on. One of which is a monkey paw. I need to draw a monkey paw. Been putting it off for 2 weeks. The other one was a raven. And then some miscellaneous stuff that I need to work on next week, but I might just do today because I kind of want to just stream today for a while and be done with it. Oh, that's right. I forgot. She's going to be a magic card, isn't she?
Carla?
Oh, yeah. How do you say it? I say Karlak.
Oh, I don't know. I've never played it.
I've never actually had her in my party. For all the times I've played Baldur's Gate, something always happens. One time she just wasn't there. She already is. Interesting. I didn't know that. Wonder how much that card is worth now. Monkey paw. Monkey paw? Monkey paw. I need to look up monkey paws. Let's look up monkey paws. How many times can I say monkey paw? Go watch the video while I do this. It's a Tuesday, but we released a video this morning on YouTube, so I'm going to be telling people to watch that all the time. There's links down below if you haven't seen it yet. I highly suggest it. Snooze that ad. We don't need that. Oh, monkey paws are creepy.
Yep. I mean, they are supposed to be just like mummified hands.
Yeah. Oh, here we go. Oh, she's a commander card. I guess that makes sense. $14? That's not bad. That's pretty good. Okay. Monkey paw. Monkey paw. Monkey paw. This is the wrong pen. Here we go. This is just going to be a pencil sketch, so maybe I'll use the chalk.
That's good. I love a chalk brush.
Me too.
I have discovered that drawing in orange is actually good for me in that it is difficult to like see, and so it makes I don't like it, and so it makes me sketch faster.
Funny. Dr. Random, hello, welcome in. Yeah, there's something to be said about like muted tones on the page, things that aren't like super contrasty.
Mm-hmm.
So I can definitely see that. Okay, so this is going to basically be built up of 3 pieces: the fingies, the creepy long hand, the wrist, and a thumb. Now we're just going to have to break this down into pieces. Hey, all love the new video, Rook. Thank you, Elvin here. I appreciate that. Leave a comment on the video. I think comments and likes are the things that actually like make the algorithm think things are good. So even if it's just like Happy Halloween, that's great. And then maybe comment on 1 or 2 other people's things so the computers think that it's, you know, trending. Conversation is starting.
Start a fist fight.
Start a fist fight. Don't start a fist fight. Maybe start a fist fight. Let Rugby lick your ear a little bit. That'll start a fight. What is this? This is not Halloween music. This is D&D music? It's not Halloween music.
Ooh, voluptuous volcano is
Voluptuous
good.
volcano.
That's a good. That is very good, Debbie.
Thank you, Dr. Random. Remember when Baldur's Gate 3 came out and one of the Magic streamers accused people of thirst buying her card? Oh, absolutely. Like, technically, like, all cards you buy are thirst buys because you want them. Very few people are like, oh, I have to buy this card. I'm really surprised this doesn't have a Halloween station. Really? Come on.
Well, I mean, to be fair, there is not just like a ton of exceptionally excellent Halloween music.
Okay, I found a spooky station. We'll try that one. The Thick Hot Rod. That might be a stretch, but I appreciate the effort. Monkeys have weird, tiny pinkies. Do we have weird, tiny pinkies?
Kind of. Apes are built slightly different than monkeys. We definitely have ape pinkies.
Like it only goes to the first knuckle. A little bit farther than the first knuckle. Oh man, my nose. I gotta do something. I vacuumed everything this weekend, and I think it made it worse. I think it made everything worse.
Interesting.
I did also discover that my vacuum was kind of broken, so I probably haven't been vacuuming very well recently. The steam engine for that's a pretty good one. I like that one. Put them in the comments. I need to do call of actions in the videos. That's my falling right now. My failing. I need to think of these things before I make the video.
Put it on the list.
More calls to action. Are you trying to wear bat? Is that what you're doing?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Day 31 of Terran Fiddler's October. Yesterday was Eastern Dragon. The 28th was a Binturong, and the 27th was a Capybara.
What is a binturong? Is that one of those weird little deer things?
No, Binturong is the, I think it's related to weasels. It's a weird cat raccoon that smells like popcorn.
Ah, okay. Got it. Cat bear thing. Got it.
Yeah.
The popcorn bear. So we're making a monkey paw warlock. Pact of the monkey paw. And it deals a little bit with what I talked about in the demon video, the devil video. Because like you're gonna have to basically just fiddle, right? Fiddle a bunch with the wish mechanic. Like, how do you actively use wishes in? I dressed up as an artist for my Zoom work Halloween party. Nice. I hope you went with Bob Ross. What was I saying? Oh, the wish thing. Yeah, like you gotta go real deep into the creative paint to really use a good wish spell. So if you have a character that's based around using the wish spell, like that gets hyper complicated. Oh, my nose. Oh, my nose. How many people do you think have to comment on a video before the computer thinks that it's a viral thing? Like 10,000?
Yeah.
Like, what's a good comment?
I think if I don't know. I think if you take all the comments and comments on top of other comments together, I think it's probably something like hundreds within a certain, like a couple hundred within a certain threshold.
I know that if one person comments on all your videos, they get banned from YouTube. That's pretty funny. Somebody did that once. That was pretty great. I mean, probably not funny to them, but like... It was an interesting thing to see. Cool if it's like a genie warlock, but you only get 5 wishes. Yeah, that was kind of my thought. Or because it's a warlock pact, you get so many wishes per day, which should be the fun thing. But, like, they have to be monkey paw wishes. Like, they can't be like, I wish I was awesome, and it's just like, yeah, here you go, free stuff. Like, it has to be a twisted wish. So it's like, you can do this up to 5 times a day, but will you survive that? Who knows? So I think that's going to be the fun way to do it. Hold on a second. We're back. Busting out the allergy medication. Here we go. Is his hand a monkey paw? No, I think it should just be an item. Like it should be like a kind of like I want to base it off the back of the tome, where you basically are just stuck to this monkey paw, right? And then as you use it, all these bad things happen to you and those around you. You can give it to other people and let them use it, same thing. And then at the end of the day, like when you wake up, the monkey paw is just back in your possession with like the fingers re-extended. Rook is cosplaying me today as a 4-0 tech and Benadryl. Yep. Sounds about right. It would be cool to also have something similar to the divination wizard and influenced by fate via rolls. Yeah, that could be fun too. I hope this goes well. And then it's just like, nope. Nope, it did not. It did not go well. Hand on stick, grants wishes, smacks enemies, reaches for one back. Can you imagine somebody using a cursed monkey paw for a back scratcher?
Yes, I have played with people who 1,000% would do that.
I wonder if Homer did that on the Simpsons episode with the monkey paw. I feel like that's something Homer would do.
Yeah. It does sound like him, doesn't it?
I remember when I was younger, my dad didn't let me watch The Simpsons. And he's like, I hate how stupid they make the father feel. And I remember him saying the father because he didn't know who Homer was. And I was just like, that's silly. And then as I watched it again as an older kid, it's like, yeah, okay, no, Homer is an idiot. Like, that's his character trope. He's just an idiot. But man, there was some definite, like, 90s cultural differences.
Yeah,
Very apparent in, like, the first season of that show. Which is kind of fun to watch. But Treehouse of Horrors, still good. Still good. Simpsons did it. Oh, boy. There we go. My face is less itchy now.
That's something.
Do monkeys have the weird water skin wrinkle thing? Is that a primate thing or is that a human thing? I feel like it's got to be a primate thing.
Where if they're in water for too long, it wrinkles up?
Yeah. Like, I know it's a nerve reaction.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
So it's got to be a thing that more mammals have. But is it just like, is it an ape thing? Is it a...
I don't know. Humans are one of 3 species on the planet that menstruate, so sorry, not menstruate, that experience
Eichmann,
menopause.
hello.
So
Oh, interesting, I did not.
yeah. Orcas are another one. I always forget the third one.
They are social creatures, so I think I remember hearing stuff about that. Like most animals, once they lose reproductive function, they just like keel over.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
like larger social creatures still have. It's evolutionarily advantageous to not have that happen. Because
Right.
life is good. Life important.
Yeah. Like I only brought it up to illustrate though that people are weird, and I would not be surprised if we had some extremely unique adaptations that we just don't think about or know about
Yeah.
generally.
Just for clarification, that was not a comment on women. That was a comment on salmon. Very few salmon actually go back to the ocean after they spawn. Because they're like, I did the thing, black. But some do. There are a few. Usually the process is just so taxing that they die.
Yeah. Both sexes swim thousands of miles,
Monkey paw.
fight their way upstream, jizz in the water, and die.
Yeah. WJ, welcome in. It is
I'm
cursed
sorry
item
for what
time.
you
That's what we're
just.
doing.
Yeah. Also, I apologize for what you just walked into in terms of our conversation.
How are you doing, Ike, man? Are you doing anything spooky for Halloween? I kind of want to make more item cards, but people did not care about them. I don't know how to make people care about cards. I love them. But what do with them? People seem to like the deck of many things, so that's good.
I know. Yeah. It makes the fact that people enjoy the deck of many things makes it weird to me that nobody looks for
Item content.
cards or access. Yeah, for other, even just like other magic items.
There's another YouTuber, I think Flutes. It might be a duo. I think it might be a duo. YouTube duo. Anyways, they do like homebrew items. But yeah. I'm not sure how they do it. It might just be a content, like such a weird content niche that people don't go looking for it, but if they find one they stay there, you know?
Yeah.
So it might be something I have to like really, really dive into. What can I say? We love chaos, not prepping for chaos. Give me items. Nope, probably just watching Back to the Future and drawing. Nice. Nice. Back to the Future's a good one. I would think that a good... oh no. Who plays Marty McFly? Why am I bad with names?
I don't know. I am too. If it makes you feel any better.
He was in the
About.
Frighteners, right?
Oh, I don't know.
I think Marty McFly is in the Frighteners, which would be a good Halloween movie.
Never watched The Frighteners. I'm not even sure what it's about.
Ghosts, I believe. Michael J. Fox, thank you, Brian.
Michael J. Fox.
Or you could watch Teen Wolf. That's also a good one. He's in a lot of good pseudo spooky movies.
I was very sad to learn he had Parkinson's when that happened.
Never a good time.
No.
Did someone bring up a werewolf movie? Yeah. Teen Wolf's great. Teen Wolf made me want to surf on a car, so that's how that happened. Don't do that.
No, that's
Got to be a werewolf first. If you're a werewolf and you can survive a car crash, go ahead and surf in a car. Doesn't matter. Just don't do it in front of people so they hurt them. But
yeah.
it's like don't jump off high things unless you're a baby duck or a bird. A not baby duck, I guess. Be a bird. Penguins, it's their choice.
Suppose you could also be a cat.
The last pseudo spooky movie I watched was Once Bitten with a really young Jim Carrey. Gotcha. About to make French toast with banana bread. Nice. That's really good. My problem with that, because I've tried that, it's good. My problem with that is that the banana bread is usually so wet, because I make like cakey banana bread, that it doesn't really crisp up right. It just like burns the sugar. I have yet to figure out how to do it the right way. Because I've done it with like cinnamon toast works, because that's still like, you can toast it. But my banana bread just never toasts. Maybe I need more sugar in it? Or less wet bananas. Maybe I put too many bananas in it, because I really love like a dense banana bread.
I think the problem is probably that you don't let the banana bread go stale before you use it.
That's kind of that helps when you're making French toast, sorry, when you're making French toast. And you can't really do that with banana bread because, like I said, it's so cakey that it doesn't stale, it molds. So.
That's fair, yeah.
Yeah, I'm a big fan. Big fan of French toast. I used to have to make literal gallons of it. And yes, I said gallons. Because I'd have to crack, like, cartons, not like 12, but like the big boxes of flats of eggs. And I'd have to make French toast with that every weekend. So.
Gallons of French toast custard.
Yep. Batter. Oh no, movie timeline question. Did Doc Brown use the time machine, take Teen Wolf back in time, and to infect the timeline? So Biff would win? Maybe. Was Biff in Teen Wolf? Because that would be a funny thing if Teen Wolf happened, like... I guess Marty McFly had different parents, but... it could be a relative or something. I don't know. I like the theory that Marty dies a lot, and Doc Brown just keeps going back in time to save him. I like that theory. So every time we see Doc Brown save Marty, it's because Marty died there, and Doc knew to go back and save him at that point. Deus Ex moments, because we only see the good timeline. I like that kind of dark stuff, though. I just watched The Thing. That was fun. It's a good one. That was my spooky movie for the year. What else did I watch? We watched a handful of spooky movies. Watched The Thing. Watched... Fall of the House of Usher was really good. I liked that one. It's a Netflix series. Trying to think. I thought there was something else I watched that was kind of spooky. Watched the new Castlevania series. That was fun. That was good. Got Netflix back, so I have to like binge it before I go get rid of it again. It only works if the time machine is always working, and most of the problem is Back to the Future is that the time machine is broken. That's true. Unless, so like if you have a timeline where like Doc and Marty go back in time, Marty dies, Doc is stuck there until he fixes it, goes back, picks up Marty again, goes back here, goes this way, Marty dies again, time machine broken, repair, come back, save Marty. Go, 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 go. I mean, I guess they did that at the end of the movie, right? Where, like, at the end of the third one, when he comes back with a train. Like, it has been years. Marty died, and then 40 years later, Doc's like, oh, shit, I have to go save Marty. The guilt, it's racking me. But then there would be 2 time machines if Doc repaired and went back before the time machine was repaired. That's true. I do love a good...
You just trash one of the DeLoreans.
Yeah. I do love a good bootstrap. Then again, Doc might also know that. So, like, every time he comes back in time, because he's pretty good at dodging himself. So it might just be fancy camera work. Either way, I like it. I like that theory. But yeah, there are holes. Paradoxes are awful. I'm not a fan of paradoxes. I'm a fan of if time travel exists, then it always exists. I don't like fracturing, schisming timelines.
Same.
So Back to the Future is inherently flawed in that way, but that's fine. Like, it's fine for the narrative. It makes a good story. Okay. We have Monkey Paw. Skin is weird. Skin is really weird if you try to draw all the folds and things. I was watching a YouTube video where they said if I understood correctly, even if you go back in time and prevent your parents from meeting up, you would still exist, but you would not have a life to return to. Yeah, so that's one of the paradox. Thank you for the boss, Tectonic Sorcery. There's a few different kinds of time travel. I don't know if people care about this or not, but I care about it. There is linear time travel, which is the one I prefer, to where if you invent a time machine, if you go back in time, that time machine already existed, right? So, like, Terminator, I think, follows these rules to where, like, the future is inevitable. No matter what you do, you going back in time can't prevent you from going in time, or you wouldn't exist. The other way is branching, to where you going back in time fundamentally to this location creates a new branch that can then continue forward, and this no longer exists. So then if you jump back into try to jump back from this point back to the future, you end up somewhere on the new timeline. That one I am not as much a fan of, but it works. Like, it makes sense. Then you have the paradox. Looper's a good one, yeah. And then the paradox model is you going back in time to change things doesn't mean shit, and you can, like, fuck up the future, but you can always go back and, like, stop yourself from going back, and then it's like, and then you interact with yourself, but you didn't the first time. It's like, it's messy, and I don't like it. Like, Bill and Ted did better than that. So, like, that's really what you got to look at.
I like messy time travel better than I like multiverse theory time travel.
Yeah, like the Marvel universe now is just screwy. They did an interesting.
It gets fucky real fast.
Yeah, they did the branching model where each time someone goes back in time and changes something, the universe just, like, divides. And so both timelines existed, which it's interesting, but it doesn't make a lot of sense. They really did a good job with Loki to try to explain how that works, but it's not as interesting to me. If you go back in time and now that your vehicle is going to be damaged I'm having trouble reading that. Also, if you can go back in time and know that your vehicle is going to be damaged at a time, go back in time and just leave the tools. or entirely new vehicle, yeah, never going to have the issue. Right. And that's one of those paradoxical issues, because then if you don't have to go back in time, it breaks. Bill and Ted tried to fix the paradox by saying we have to remember to go back and do the thing, which I think works great. But that infers that at that point, you've basically like save stated yourself, right? Because like we have to remember to go back and put the key in this planter box so we can get out of the police precinct. If that happened, you know that they survived and they succeeded, because otherwise it wouldn't be there. So that's what I'm saying. They did a pretty good job of taking that kind of loosey-goosey feel with time travel, and I think they did a good job with it. But yeah, infinite universe model, yeah. So the future Trunks from DBZ is a variation of a branching timeline. Essentially, yeah. My theory of how he avoids himself. Past Doc knows not going to find out what future Doc is up to the future Doc knows not going to his past self's actions. Maybe that's why Doc Brown is so like flighty, because he's just like he's being purposefully purposefully ignorant, and he's just like, I'm just gonna wait and see what happens, and then I'll fix it later. I'll fix it later. Branching prevents having to retcon a lot of previous media. Yeah. Yep. That's a big thing with Marvel. Marvel's big deal is just like every author's story choice is canonical. Like that's their thing. Because otherwise they'd have to that stops a lot of the like, no, Batman is this way arguments. And it's just like, yep, nope. It's all good. It's all good. If you enjoyed the story, it exists in that story forever. So, but from a storytelling device, it's kind of sloppy and lazy because it's confusing.
I think the Doctor Who model is my least favorite.
Doctor Who just plays fast and loose.
The Doctor Who's rules are literally time travel only matters if it matters for the story that it matters.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter if you change the past as long as
Doctor Who's kind of a monster. Like,
oh, absolutely.
I should say the Doctor. The Doctor is kind of a monster, so whatever. But yeah, the timelines don't always make sense, do they? Because they're like, oh yeah, this is when Earth got taken over by the Cybermen for the 5th time. It's like, what?
Don't question. It's fine.
Doctor Who best episode are really good. Like, good Doctor Who is really good. Is that what you're saying? I agree. I like Doctor Who a lot.
Yeah. Look, it's really entertaining. I just despise their time travel rules because they don't have any or they don't follow them.
I think a big thing about Doctor Who's timeline model is that I guess time is wobbly, right? Like
yeah.
Like Doctor Who is able to precisely always go back to the exact place and time he wants. In very few instances is that not the case. So it doesn't have the uncertainty that a lot of other like, "Whoa, hope this works."
Yeah.
It's always fair. It's like Doctor Who is literally just like, "Hey, let me drive you home to this exact time and place in the grand universe thing," which makes it feel a little trivial. Like the time travel in Doctor Who is trivial. It's not the interesting part anymore.
Yeah, they do occasionally still play the TARDIS is on the Fritz gag.
Right.
So we ended up not where we expected, but.
Rainbow Mars, my favorite time travel fiction.
Right.
I just think of it as fun. I can't get how it could be annoying, though. Well, that's all right, Nibby. You don't have to understand it.
Yeah.
They can do that because of how long the show's been running. Yeah, exactly. Like I'm sure the radio plays and stuff were originally very much about like, ooh, time travel. Check out this cool thing we're doing now.
And I do think that their rule for time travel, for what can be changed in the past and what can't, I think that the rule that they have basically exists because of how many shows they've had, how long of a history they've had, and how many different writers have screwed stuff up. So now the rule is some things can be changed, but there are key points in history that just can't be altered. I think is basically what Doctor Who tends to say.
I love.
And usually it is just the writers say this is canon because we set it up as such, so it can't be altered.
They do a really good job of like they keep one writer and director for long enough that like it lets them have like really long standing story plot, which I think is great. Like that's a good thing that you can do for like D&D, for writing in general, for TV, is when you can have something like the arc of the Face of Bo. I don't want to spoil that because if you haven't watched Doctor Who and you want to, it's amazing. But like the Face of Bo and like how they keep Rose Tyler bouncing through the first like 6 or so seasons. And like there's so many good characters that they find ways to weave through the story that in ways that you wouldn't expect, and I love it. I think that's really good. His TARDIS is the center of the universe and everything is relative to it. Yeah.
kind of. I think the River Song arc is my favorite.
Yeah, that's a good one. Rainbow Mars, where the main character travels back in time to retrieve extinct animals, but returns to the future with unicorns and other fantasy creatures because of time travel is fantasy. Nice. I think that's good too. I like that. And like that's I would say ethical time travel.
Yeah.
It does also like open a big can of worms for a bunch of stuff. Like I've talked about Gantz before, and I don't recommend people watch it because it's hard. It's a really just kind of, it's got lots of issues, but like the concept is interesting, where basically there's an alien entity that when somebody dies snatches them out of time and then makes them fight aliens. They're like, hey, if you kill enough aliens on Earth, I will let you go back to your life. And it's just like, that's fucked up, but but it is an interesting concept because it's like, you would be dead, you died, and now I'm giving you a second chance, but you have to like play this horror game show to have it, which is kind of an interesting story hook. Like it's not really time travel, but it's kind of time travel.
Yeah, like it feels like such an anime premise to me.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
It's just like, I don't know. That could exist in Western comics and in Japanese anime, and I think those are the only two media that works.
I'm trying to think if there's been any shows that use the same thing, but I'm not sure. Okay, I think we're about done here. I think we did it. Done got Monkey Paw. I just like all the Wild One of Monsters of the Week episodes with David. Yeah. Yeah, Bad Wolf was another good example. They did a really good job. I really, really liked the Doctor Who stuff.
I do generally think that the Doctor is at his best when there is no potential romantic subplot with the companions.
Yeah.
I thought Donna was particularly fun.
Donna was fun
in that regard, just because she was like, "Oh, not into you at all, but we can be friends."
How is this Halloween music? What is this? What am I listening to right now? What the heck? All right.
Did the playlist switch on you?
No, that was the name of the song. The name of the song was What the Heck.
Oh.
Whatever, we'll try it. This is my fighting hand. Doctor Who's so good. I need to catch up. I stopped watching like halfway through 12th Doctor, I want to say. Is that not right? I like the actress that is the current Doctor Who, but I haven't seen any of her stuff. I stopped watching like a few seasons, like maybe one season before they switched her. And I watched your stuff, but I haven't seen it. David Tennant's my favorite.
My understanding is that like she does like she acts her heart out as the Doctor, and she tries so hard to carry that series, but the writing is bad.
Yeah, Peter Capaldi was cool.
Peter Capaldi was really cool.
I made a Time Lord David Tennant joke in the video. If you haven't watched the video, go watch the video. It's great. Links down below. And I purposely put the wrong hat on David Tennant because I thought that'd be funny. So, but no one said anything yet. So if you want to get mad about it, go for it. Matt Smith was great. Oh, Peter Capaldi or Matt Smith? They're different. They're too different. I would not. I guess I watched all of Matt Smith's stuff, so.
Yeah, same.
So that's a thing.
I think I watched the vast majority of Capaldi's stuff too. I think I fell off at the end of Capaldi's stuff because it was getting be just a little bit too much.
That's about where I jumped ship to.
But Missy was great.
I liked her better than the previous one.
Yeah. Missy is my favorite iteration of the Master, honestly.
Yeah.
Just specifically because she feels less like a cartoon villain, evil for evil's sake, and more like chaotic, neutral, borderline, chaotic evil. Doing this because this is the thing that gets under the skin of her best friend that she's had for freaking ever, and they're like not on good terms currently.
I don't know if I'd consider her chaotic, but I have the propensity of not thinking lots of people are not chaotic.
Chaotic is probably the wrong term. Maybe conniving is the better term.
Yeah. Plotting.
Yeah.
Purposeful, I guess.
Which I suppose would make her more lawful, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
If we're playing on the type alignment chart for D&D.
I'm only doing this because it pisses you off. Okay, we need some watercolor brushes here. Okay, how to paint background watercolor? Garbage?
Don't ask me.
What big brush do? Ooh, big brush, not bad. I believe that she resurrected the David Tennant coming back as Doctor again? Oh, Brian, have you not seen Doctor Who? There's some good stuff in there.
Yeah. Don't go in the way back time machine. Like, don't go to the original series. Don't go to season 1. Don't go to the black and white.
No, start at Eccleston. Eccleston's great.
Yeah. I
think it's funny, because he left the show because he's like, yeah, this isn't going to go anywhere. This is stupid. Nobody's going to like this. And it's like, oh. I like your stuff.
I also really liked him as the Doctor. But him leaving and them hiring Tenet might be the thing that made it go somewhere.
Maybe.
So, although I guess David Tennant wasn't super well known before that, though, was he?
I'm trying to think about what else David Tennant had done. I mean, he was a screen actor? That's not the right one. No, what's the opposite of a screen actor?
A theater actor?
Theater actor, yeah.
Yeah,
I've not seen a lot of Doctor Who. Yeah, no, she... So, Missy is the... Essentially, like, in the terms of the show, is just an evil Time Lord. Like, that's her plot point. But, like... Master gave Doctor a sock. Sounds like many people's partners. Yeah. I think at the end of the day, that's really what it's supposed to be. Is just giving the Doctor something to throw his head against that's not just aliens, right? Like it's someone who's equal to him, if not a contemporary that can do the same thing that his Doctor can. Because there's a lot of times when it's just like the Doctor is just kind of OP. Like it's just like
yeah.
It's like, oh shit, it's the Doctor. All right. I think we can call this one done. Move on to the Raven.
Nice. You got that done pretty quickly.
Did I? What time is it? Yeah, about an hour. That's not bad.
Yeah.
Quick little hand draw.
I mean, I know it's just an item, but like a finished drawing in an hour of more or less anything, I think that's pretty good.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Sorry, one second. Bloop. I can also imagine smoke forming through the bubbles about the fingers. The finger goes around out of the right. Wish on the left. Or better yet, the hand in the center page, and you have 5 frames around it, with the wish uttered on the other page, the same layout, with the twisted results. Oh, I see what you're saying. So, like, basically write down, like, here's a wish you can do, and then tell the, like, have the Like a deck of monkey paw wishes. That could be fun. Need to finish the Mighty Nine reunion they just put out. Oh no. Oh no. So far behind.
I don't think I'm going to be able to catch up with Campaign 3 at this point.
Yeah,
I
I'm
might
just
be
gonna
able
wait
to
for
catch
campaign
up
4.
with Candle Obscura.
That was a short run, wasn't it?
They are like that. They take a break from. Oh, is it done? It might be done. Yeah.
I thought it was a short series.
Guess I haven't seen them do anything for a while, but it looked like they were putting out an episode of that like once a month.
I'm not sure. Yeah, Bright. Missy was like, I think her main goal was to push the Doctor. So I think that's a pretty good statement you put there. Like, don't know if she's evil, but actually more driving. I think if you have to do evil things to push somebody somewhere, that makes you evil. Like, I don't think there's a way around that. Like,
Yeah.
I had to kill everybody they loved to make them good. It's like, that's you just described most popes in fantasy things.
Yeah. And a few in history.
Yep. The only way for you to stop the devil is for me to become the devil and kill your mom. It's like, what? Why? What are you talking about? Cough, cough. New Castlevania series. This is okay. It's pretty good. It's not what actually happens, but it feels pretty close. Okay. No, not that one. No. Uh-oh. If you haven't seen the new video that I released this morning, you should go check that out. It's great.
It's much easier to catch up on that than whatever 4.5 hour long thing Critical Role put out.
Yeah. Oops. I done fucked up. Support the Patreon, like, subscribe, share, yeah. Patreon awards went out Saturday, I think. So people should be getting those pretty soon, I hope. Let me know if you get those. Sent out some stickers and some prints.
Let's see. Maybe I like the midnight episode of Doctor Who where the creature copied what people said. Are you talking about the one on the gemstone planet where they're like trapped in small room with a bunch of random people? Because that was if that's the one you're talking about, and the creature like takes that one, cool. Yeah, that was very interesting, but also very like Twilight episode. Kind of more like classic, really old school Doctor Who. A little bit more monster of the week, a little bit more mindfucky.
Yeah. Stigmata, I'm bleeding. I refuse to start a religion. I mean, if you have stigmata, I don't think you have to start a religion. I think the religion is just gonna fangirl you forever. I think religion has found you if you get the stigmata. Man, growing up Catholic, that's terrifying, by the way. Just... Okay. Should I do this one as a symmetrical? Can I do a symmetrical raven? You didn't step on it? Oh, you actually... I'm sorry. I now understand what happened. Okay. I think we're going to do a raven skull on a bird. I think that's my plan. You gonna hit 10K soon? I hope so. If people would share my content. Huh? Yeah? Leave comments. Leave sassy comments. How are we doing? Oh, we're still at 80. 85. Hey, we got 2 more today. That's pretty good. Need 15 more. How's the video doing? 114 views in an hour? That's okay. It's not bad. Not bad, it could be better. We did hit 1 million views 3 weeks ago. That's pretty awesome.
Man, we just got to convince all of those people to subscribe.
Right? Rugby will wear a bikini. Dalcor says I should start doing face cam. Because that's just the trend of functionality. Which could be true. But like most of the face cam would just be me leaning over a desk. I guess there are a lot of artists that do that though, so.
Like, I'm not gonna say that it won't be effective, but like, I've never understood why people want to see a face cam so much.
Because the internet is thirsty. No, no, it's more. I think there's just more of a connection between the people and the user.
Oh, that's fair.
it is interesting. Like, I'm so used to voice chats because that's how my friends and I just play games. We communicate. Like, there's no need for a camera because we're doing something else.
Yeah, same.
But yeah, I've been on calls with a lot of people that are just like, I can't see your face. It's very disheartening, or like it's distracting to them to not talk to me face to face. And it's like, do you not know how phones work? Like,
Yeah.
like the calling people is apparently annoying now because FaceTiming has become such a thing. So it's like there's even a disconnect there. Like the difference between talking to somebody and talking at somebody. So I'm very, very comfortable just talking because I am usually doing other things. Whereas if I have a camera, I feel like, okay, now I'm locked in front of that camera. So when I talk to my parents or I FaceTime people, I usually just set my phone down. It's like, here, check out my ceiling. It's like, I don't need to see you to talk to you, but that might just be me. Better creepy family, Munsters or the Addams Family? I don't remember the Munsters being that weird, to be totally honest.
Yeah, me neither.
Like, they're like cartoon cereal box weird.
Yeah.
But, that being said, one of them is a zombie, so I don't know. The Addams Family, I think, essentially is Morticia being a necromancer. And that's kind of it. Yeah, Addams Family, 100%. I think so.
Same.
Because, like, they're all about just darkness and murder and death. But the monsters are just like, oh, look at us. So maybe because we want to see those cats. That's true, too. I did do the cat cam for a while.
I honestly like how... I prefer how... I almost said Deep Blue Wing. I like how Blue Skittle does it, where he's got the little...
You're a VTuber fan?
I'm not really a VTuber fan, and what he does isn't really VTubing, right? Like he's got a cat puppet that dances and opens its mouth a little bit when he talks.
Technically still VTuber. He does have, I think he uses VTube Studio, so like it is made for that. It's just a very low low fidelity puppet, I'm gonna say. I think that's a good way to call it.
Yeah, it's not trying to capture his movement, just animate when he speaks.
And I have one of those set up for rugby, but it's weird. Dalcor made it. It's great, and I appreciate it. But it's a weird thing. The act of doing it, not the puppet. So I'm not sure. Not sure if that's what I want to do. I thought about doing that, and I sat down to make myself a rig so I could just have the mask animate instead of rugby. And it was a process. And I was like, I don't care about this much to try this. So who knows? But if people really want face cam, we can figure something out like that maybe. It's on the list.
Cam triumphant return. I'm waiting for push-ups to make a return.
Yeah, I should probably start doing that pretty soon here. Familiar in a bottle? This? Yeah, kind of. I've been trying to make a whole bunch of bottle labels so I can sell them as a pack. I did the owl one a little while ago. We could do a monkey paw on a bottle. That'd be kind of funny. But yeah. I wrote the owl. The owl one has the owl's wisdom written on it, because I thought that would be fun to do. Essentially, all of the potion bottles from the enhancement spells. So I thought that would be pretty cool. But I'm not sure if I want to keep going that direction or if I just want to make random stuff. Joe Cat had his Gobbo be made the chat mouthpiece, and it seemed a bit chaotic. I have seen that. That's been really fun. I've seen a few shorts of that, and every time I do that, I'm like, what's happening?
And Gobbo have cookie.
That could be fun, though. We could just rip off Joe Cat. I'm fine with that. Joe Cat very much is like who I wanted to be 10 years ago. Just like if I were 25 again, I would just want to be Joe Cat. That would be fun.
Interesting. I think that I would want to be Puffin Forest.
Oh god.
I never said I had great taste.
Oh, Puffin. Okay, what else can I do here to make this look a little more interesting? Oh, man. I didn't realize I had the symmetry line up. How can I get rid of that now? Shoot. Do I start over? No, it's fine. It's fine. We're going to leave it. We're going to leave it. Puffin has an interesting model. Like YouTube model.
Yeah.
A bard, perchance. Yeah.
I don't think he does a ton of YouTube stuff anymore.
Oh,
Like,
really? I haven't watched his stuff in a while, so.
He puts up a new video like maybe once a month.
No, it's more than me. So I need to be less harsh on myself because I do so many live streams, but
Yeah. Which is definitely work.
yeah. Yeah, no, like
But
his whole story is, or his whole channel is basically storytelling, which is cool.
Yeah.
And he does it in a way that's just I keep thinking like I don't enjoy it, but then I'll watch his entire videos and it's just like, what happened? How did this happen? So
It's like it's really conversational, right? Like you feel like you're sitting down with him at a table and he's saying, "Okay, so I have to tell you about this batshit crazy thing that happened in my D&D game the other night."
And it could
Right,
be
like,
maybe that sensationalism is kind of what drives it. I think you're
that's
right.
part of it.
I think you're right that it is kind of the way he talks. It does feel like he's talking directly to you, and it's in a way that's like he's really good at telling stories, which is awesome.
Yeah.
Though he does ramble and drive me up the wall sometimes. So who knows?
I also think that his animation is, I mean, like he's not an artist, right? So his animation is incredibly simplistic in a way that I think is very endearing because it's also pretty emotive. So like it's kind of a lot like watching Peanuts if Peanuts was animated in old MS Paint.
Yeah, that's an interesting way to look at it. Yeah, and I think the animation is also probably a big thing that adds to it, just in general. Like,
Yeah.
having the little bit, he knows how to like what to call for with the animation and what, like, that's something I struggle with all the time. It's like, how much of this do I actually need to animate?
Yeah.
So
Same.
he does a good job of that.
It is very specifically the reason why I have so much difficulty animating is because I want to do everything, and I am not good at paring things back to the bare minimum of what I need in order to get the idea across. And Puffin is really good at it.
What happens if I post something while I'm streaming? Does YouTube just get really mad?
I don't know. Permabanned. Shut down the channel. I think that of all of the like animatic storytellers of their D&D games on YouTube, I think that Dingo Doodles is the one that I'd most like to play at their table.
Interesting. I struggle to watch Dingo's stuff. Like, I really like her art, but it's just so much chaos.
Yeah. Very emotionally charged stuff happens at that table.
Which maybe that's the other reason I can't get into it. Okay. The reveal right at the end of Castlevania Nocturne was very, very hype, but the season overall was all right. Yeah. Yeah. That's kind of my thoughts on it, too. I think the big... there was some weird stuff. There's some weird stuff in that season. But it was good.
I watched all of season 3 of Castlevania, and then I was kind of done after that.
Man. Was there a fourth season of it?
I believe so. I believe at the end of the 4th season is when they fight death.
Okay. Yeah, that was good. I think the 4th season was probably the best one. Because the 2nd season felt very much like a lead up and didn't actually have any content.
Yeah.
It actually the 2nd season made me stop watching it for a little while. Just like, I'm good. What if our main characters just bicker? It's like, no, I'm not into that.
Yeah. I think that the first 4 episode, like season 1 pilot, was my favorite. I have no idea how much of the lore comes directly from the games, but like introducing the Forge Master necromancers. I didn't care for that lore. I ended up with a lot of stuff that I wasn't expecting. But like having never played Castlevania, kind of like, I guess I didn't really know what I was expecting.
But yeah, I didn't follow that too much.
Yeah, I felt dissatisfied with the lore and the way things went. Felt to me like it didn't stay true to what the pilot promised, which kind of put me off a little bit.
Is it hard as a DM to set up big reveals and plot twists since the table can sniff out familiar tropes? If you use very familiar tropes, yes. Like, it is hard to do that. That's a big thing with, like, making plot twists is tough. It just is. Because if you're using familiar tropes, then they're not really twists, which I would argue is kind of the problem with a lot of movies, right? Like,
yeah.
Okay, ravens don't have a big hunch. I think a good way to, if you really want to do like big reveals and plot twists, they need to be subtle. They need to be subtle at first, and they need to be like hinted at and then forgotten by the party. Like that's really the trick.
Yeah.
Season 2 was a massively change of tone. Yeah, I mean, the first season of Castlevania, like I liked the animation style. I liked the original season, like season 1 and season 4. Season 2 and 3 were just to me. They were all like I had to slog through them. So I hope the second series now will do something better. But it had some slow points, which were kind of weird. Dracula went from a massive threat to a guy who moped in his chair. Exactly, yeah, like that was the thing, is they basically kept pausing the story, and that's just never good. Or they would do something and be like, and let's just come back to this, and it was fine. It's like, this is stupid. Stop doing this. So I think that's a little bit of bad writing, and a little bit of, most likely my guess is Netflix saying, no, you need to have this many things, and it's got to be this long. And it's like, we just wanted to make a really short miniseries. And it's like, So who knows? Money. Use a red herring to throw them off. Did you have to do stuff like that in your games? Man, red herrings are dangerous to me. I've many times tried to point something out as a red herring, and then it just becomes like the sole focus of my parties. So yeah, I don't really use red herrings too often. Generally what I like to do, though, is I will tease a concept, like float an idea without telling the players what it is. I like to show them a character having something happen to them, and then the players are just like, what the fuck was that? What happened? What's going on? And then you have to explain it later. Like, that's the reveal. It's just like, oh my god, that was what happened to that guy. I think that's a better way to do it. But it can also be very frustrating to your players if they don't know what's going on and they get mad. I've had that happen too. So it's a little bit of a balancing act you got to figure out.
I have done a thing for a reveal where the party feels like they're dealing with like a side quest, and then they go and take care of that, but like intentionally leave a couple of dangling threads, and then have the party go and deal with a bigger thing, and then when that bigger thing gets taken care of, then pull the rug out from under them. One of those loose threads from the mini quest turns out to tie to the actual big bad.
And the downside to that, which I've had happen a few times, is you pull the thread or pull the rug, and the party doesn't care.
Yeah,
which is always the downside to doing that model of like tease and wait. Mm-hmm. But there are two things you can do about that. One is the DM, if they don't seem to care about that when you give them the notes, don't do your story. Change it. Like, it's like, oh, people aren't interested in this. So like I've had to do that before, where it's like you're dragging along an idea, and then the players are just like, oh man, I'm glad we're not fighting giants. And it's like, okay, well, we're not going to do that anymore. Like, you just pull it back. And a lot of times all the concept about what I want to do with a story, and then that end concept will change as the story evolves, because like different players will like come up and be like, take spot that I didn't think we're going to, or people will just kind of fluctuate in how they want their story to be told. So really with twists, I think it's good to plan your world events, but then only put the twists in if it's the players, right? Like, I've also done stuff where I've had people just like, okay, your whole goal in this campaign is to kill this player, but I don't want you to tell them that, right? Like, so that's going to be a twist at some point when that happens, but it's only really a twist for one player. And slowly, like, they try to figure out, like, I don't trust you, and it's like, that's perfect, like, that's what I wanted. So it's not so much a twist as just the story can take that turn, and I think that's a lot of fun. And one of the first person that ever really DM'd for me a lot used to tell me that spoilers don't matter. It doesn't matter if you know how a story ends if it's told well. And so I'm usually more of a mind to let my players know what's happening, and then keep keep them engaged instead of on their toes. I think that's very much important. And like in our last campaign, Kevin the Necromancer has had us. He's been DMing for us. He's had us basically protect the ship for the last 4 months. We've been on this ship just crossing the sea. And then we're like, yay, we're finally going to be in town tomorrow. Hooray, change of venue. And then he sank the ship. And there was nothing we could do about it. It was basically just a cutscene. But he sunk the ship, and it's just like, okay. He's like, oh, it's such a plot twist. I'm like, yeah, it's kind of a dick move too, but sure. So it's fine. We'll see where it goes. Like, I'm not mad at him. But it just feels like it devalues everything you've done. So I'm less of the mind to do those kinds of plot twists where it's like everything you've done doesn't mean anything. It's like, that's not fun. So I think it's generally better to read your party and do that instead of try to force a plot twist.
Yeah, I think I agree with that. If you are set on doing a plot twist, I think that the easiest way to do it is actually to do something like a prophecy. Tell your party what the end is going to be like. Give them something to expect. And then, like, you should never, like, ignore that and do something completely different. It's fun for me to see how my players are interacting with or interpreting a prophecy, and how it differs from my original idea. And you can actually get them to basically play a game of telephone with your prophecy, so they will try to extrapolate more and more until they come to a conclusion that's completely different from what you have planned. So I have at my table often told my players what to a little bit of what to expect, watched them like go down rabbit holes interpreting stuff, and then done exactly what I had planned to do, and then like watched the light bulbs go off in their head being like, oh, this is like the prophecy was correct, but we got it totally wrong.
Yeah, I think that's a good way to do it. A good way to look at it too. Like, I think that's a good like breadcrumbs and kind of what I was saying, like with I like using people as examples. That's the exact same thing as a prophecy. Like, it's like you are seeing the future right now, but how? Like, what does it mean? I'm not going to tell you. Like, that's the big thing. It's like, I'm not going to tell you what it means. Here's some crazy shit. I know there were some DMs that kept active time and ruined plots. That kept active time and ruined plots because the party was doing something else somewhere, and the party gets upset because things aren't at a standstill when they're gone. Oh, interesting. I generally wouldn't do stuff between games, but like I definitely am of the mind of, and I think this was a Coville thing, the 3 plots.
Yeah.
Always have 3 things going on in the world, and the players choose one, and the other 2 happen.
Yeah.
I think that's a good way for world building.
I agree. And along with that, like, I try to have at least the illusion of other players, other adventurers taking care of the other shit.
Yeah. That could be fun too, because that adds a bit of like camaraderie or
or
competition.
Potentially competition. Yeah.
And that works really well for like guild games. I really like guild games.
Yeah. It also is a very, very easy way to like occasionally tell players that stuff's happening in the background. It occasionally, or just doing that occasionally, makes it feel to your players like there is a bigger, wider world happening.
Yeah.
Around them, right? It aids in creating immersion. And you really don't have to go all out. You don't have to make all of the stats unless you expect your party to fight one of the other teams at some point.
Which can be fun.
Which can be fun. Like straight up
brawls and stuff.
It can be great to build an anti-party.
Guild tournaments. I like making parties of the party. That's something I've done a few times, and I've had people do it against us. It's just like, what if the DM had control of your characters and you had to fight them? It's like, it's very much the doppelganger thing, but it's a good trope that it's a good one shot for like a party if you don't want to have a real deep involved things. It's just like, oh, there's a tournament going on, and there's this other group that is you guys but have stupid names, and it's just like, how dare they be us? We will hurt them. So, speaking of Coville, they just announced the announcement of the crowdfunding for the new RPG. Nice. That's exciting.
Awesome.
That's stupid. It's a game. You don't want to make it realistic. It makes it interesting as stuff happening without them. Yeah, that's a little weird. It's a little weird. I don't know. One, I don't know why they're upset. Two, if the DM is just like doing shit when people aren't around, that's not fun.
Yeah.
But it should be part of the story for sure.
Yeah. It totally depends on how the GM is going to handle it.
Yeah.
And honestly, I kind of understand it because it's a little bit of a video game mechanic. It's a little bit of the plot doesn't progress until the player is ready to interact with it.
Yeah, and
right?
I'm a big proponent of that. I think very much the players need to drive your story. You need to plan and know what's going on, but if your players aren't making decisions, don't force the world to move on without them, because it's just it's got to make sense for the story, or it's no longer their story, and it's no longer, they're going to disengage.
Yeah. Exactly. Don't take away their agency.
Yep. Biggest GM mistake: removing player agency. I've done it. I hate it.
Murder horrible party means the other parties are the law keepers of the realm. Yeah, I've seen that. I've never played or run a campaign where that happened, but my brother did. My brother played a campaign where the party, like, it was supposed to be a good campaign, and the party were all crazy chaotic, and they turned evil real fast. So after the gunslinger straight up murdered a guy when they were in the middle of an investigate, like a completely innocent guard in the middle of an investigation, just for the hell of it. The lord of that of the manor where they were investigating, trying to do it covertly and failing miserably, basically assembled a group of elite adventurers to hunt down the villains who had broken into his property, stolen from him, and murdered several of his loyal people.
Yep. I did that for Kevin the Necromancer too. He went. I gave them a siege, where I basically let them be the dungeon for a game, which was really fun. Especially if you're playing an evil campaign where it's like, you get to be the big bad evil guy now. And so I sent down a bunch of townsfolk, and they murdered them. And then I sent down a bunch of guards and like paladins. They're like, we're here to purge this crypt of evil. And it's like, oh shit, we're the evil. I was like, yes, that's it. But the guy got away. Like, they didn't finish it up. And so now they've got this vendetta against this guy that almost killed Kevin the Necromancer. It was great. And so they have this holy order chasing them, and like, that's contention. And then they met another group of people like, yeah, those guys are assholes, but then they ended up fighting them. And so I'm like, now you have these bandits and the guards chasing you down. And so their worldview is just completely different. And evil campaigns are really fun like that, because it's like just because you're evil doesn't mean all the evil people like you too.
Yep.
Oh no, have I been drawing on this the whole time? Well, okay, that sucks. That sucks, but that's all right. Yep, I've been drawing on the wrong layer this whole time, which is fine. I can fake it if I have to. Oh wait, no, that's there. That should be there. Yeah. Legion of Evil. Yeah, essentially.
Yeah. And Nebby, I mean, like, maybe the guard was asking for it, but in the end, the guard got resurrected and then became like a a super paladin built specifically to counter a gunslinger in first edition Pathfinder. So
I have a good story. So Kevin the Necromancer was playing and playing a game, running a game, and I was kind of helping him out and talking to him and just listening to his campaigns. And his players just hate all of his NPCs. Whenever he makes an NPC, they just purposefully are dicks to them. And I think it's really funny, but it's annoying to Kevin. And so at one point in time, they got a cursed sword, and they, being who they are, decided, let's just give it to one of the NPCs. Fuck it. And so they went through this whole thing of this guy who was having a really bad time. It's like his friend and his horse died for storyline reasons. And they gave him this evil cursed sword. And he's like, thank you so much. And Kevin did a great job of, he knew what was going on. He wasn't being tricked, but he went along with it, and that, as you should do. And they just thought it was just funny offhand thing, like, haha, we gave that guy a sword. And then Kevin made that guy just the darkest, corrupted the hell out of him, and then sent him against the party as this just fallen dark paladin. And it was that was a funny twist and reveal, because it was something that the players set up, that the DM is just like, yep, we're gonna let that happen, here we go. So that's a good way to do twists, is give people options and then run with what they do, right?
Yeah.
I need to get donuts this week. Donuts sound really good. I should have more donuts, but I probably don't need them. There's a really nice little donut shop right by my house that I used to go to all the time, but yeah, Joker's one bad day. That's all it takes.
Yeah.
That's all it takes.
People need to learn. You should respect other people, because sometimes you're the straw that breaks someone else's camel's back, and when that happens, God help you.
In my other campaign, which has been paused, one of the players, the guy came along. It was Kevin the Necromancer again. So Kevin the Necromancer wanted to play in one campaign. He's like, hey, I want to play this one day with you guys. And it's like, yeah, that's great. And so I let him be a character that was essentially going to die. At the end of the campaign, he was going to die. Or the end of that session. And so he made this character that was infected with a disease. And at the end of that, when he's like, okay, we're calling it for the day, I'm like, that's great. He explodes into spiders, and everyone's like, what the fuck? And it was great, because then they had to fight a swarm of spiders, and he died, and it was fun. And so the rogue in the party decided, hey, this guy died. I'm going to disguise myself as him, go into this store, and just steal a bunch of shit in the middle of the day. And it just everything went bad at that point. Because what I did to them, because he thought he could just take off the disguise and it'd be fine, is I made all the cops looking for the guy that died, finding him dead, and then realizing that they had left the previous town with that guy. So they're like, the guy that stole all this stuff was with these people. We're gonna go get these people, and two of them just they just turned themselves into the cops. And they're like, yeah, it's totally fine. Here you go. Here's the guards. We don't have the things that were stolen, whatever. They're like, where's your friend? We're like, well, I don't know what are you talking about. And it was a thing. It became the whole event for that day. Nothing I had planned happened. It was all that, and it was really, really fun. And it just made him the townsfolk are now really suspicious of this one character. Because he was essentially the last person to be seen with this guy. And then when they found him dead, they're like, he died before, so there must be a necromancer running around now. And so it's this ongoing thing that you just keep fiddling with it, because you're like, yeah, that guy is dead, but maybe he's not. And so now I was thinking about bringing Kevin back for another game where he'll play the same character, but just how did he get revived? What's going on? No one knows what's happening. And that's another way of introducing weird twists, because it's it has to follow the story, and if it doesn't follow the story, it gets weird and people get bored.
Yeah, I am a firm believer that The most fun twist is one that the players set up themselves. Consequences for actions. As long as you're like rational and reasonable about it, consequences for player actions are the best thing to throw back in their face.
I think that is partly one of the reasons that murder hobos kind of get such a bad rap.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it can be very distracting. Like, that's fine. Like, to derail a campaign is not cool. But when the response to like any infraction is maximum force, then that's what causes the murder hobo, right? Like, if the party murders somebody and the guards are just like, now we're gonna murder all of you, it's like, yeah, that's a reasonable response. But if you steal from somebody and then that causes a bunch of people to be pissed off at you and that's it, people may take that as like, oh, I can get away with anything. But it's like, yeah, you're not allowed to buy anything in my shop now. It's like, oh, shit. Like, that's, like, we don't want your stuff. Like, we saw you. We know who you are. Get out of here. Right? Like, there's a lot of ways to punish a party without just like, dropping the hammer on them. So, I think there's a lot of...
Unexpectedly, D&D turns into a Phoenix Wright episode.
Yeah.
And you're the villain.
Yeah. Well, I think I'm about done with this one. I don't know what else to do with it. I like it. I like the ribbons. I like the feathers. Maybe it's just adding texture to the feathers.
Yeah.
Could try that.
I really like the texture you've already got on the skull.
Yeah, let's see if we can add some feather texture.
Can you...
Oh, I hate that.
Can you try making the feathers really dark?
These? Like making them darker than the skull?
Yeah.
I mean, I could go in and bleed it, I guess. Grab a...
I'm just kind of curious, because there's some really interesting shapes going on with the feathers.
Mm-hmm.
And I think you could get some really graphic detail to make the skull pop if you surround it with a halo of black feathers.
Sure. Let's see if I can find a good brush. Fuck it. Let's use a round brush.
Skyrim style guards, yeah. You stepped on that chicken, now we're either gonna murder you or catch you and charge you 5,000 gold.
Yeah, that's actually why I stopped playing Skyrim. I was trying to talk to a blacksmith, and I accidentally punched him. So then he wanted to fight me, so I murdered him. And nobody caught me. So I threw his body in a lake, and then I came back, and I stepped on a chicken, and the guards got pissed off, and I killed the guards, and I was like, this is getting wildly out of hand. And then I accidentally cast a spell, which hit another chicken, which pissed off a cow, which pissed off the guards, and I was just like, fuck this game. I'm out. Done with this. I just wanted to use the blacksmith. That's all I wanted.
Fair.
It's a good game. But
Yeah, no, but the AI aggro is nonsensical.
yeah. Skyrim's great. Has everybody gone and watched the new video and left a comment? That's the question.
And sent it to everybody you know.
Yep, click that little share button. I'm not sure where to share it, but share it. Share it somewhere.
What is it? Dale Kingsmill says, send this video to your grandma. I think you can still do texture on the feathers on top of this, but I really like it with the dark wash. What do you think?
Yeah, no, my intent was always to do a wash over it.
Oh, okay.
I honestly don't know if I need the texture though. With that, like that's I think that's almost enough. So we'll let it go for a little bit.
Cool.
But I think that really was kind of the thing that it was missing, versus a texture on top. It just needed more darkness. Darkness. Speaking of which, we can also do this. Ooh, do I want the... Thoughts? I think the Halloween music has lost its mind. I didn't... Oh my goodness. I have to set some stuff up for tonight. I forgot. There ain't no skulls in my windows yet. First time playing Skyrim, unknowingly romanced half the NPCs. Meanwhile, I just thought I was being nice and doing fetch quests. Turn on a Skyrim. That's pretty funny. That's how I felt with Baldur's Gate 3. I was just like, yeah, I'll do the nice stuff, and everyone's like, we should bang. And it's like, hold on a minute. Bear man, get back up. Back up. I'm not into this druid magic. Touch my trees. I'm getting all the objects, yeah. I'm thinking about setting up a drawing class. I probably would host it on YouTube. But it might also be just not a streamed thing. Just straight up have a class. Charge people like $5-10 and then hang out with them for 2 hours or so. And just answer art questions and have a plan of like, we're going to draw this today. I'm not sure if people would be interested in it. Rook's Riz is off the charts, it seems. I still don't fully understand what Riz means, but that's fine.
Charisma.
Ah, okay. I worked with a guy named Riz, but that's neither here nor there. That was long before the word was a thing.
I hate that I understand what Riz means. I've never liked super abbreviations of things.
Let's see. What have I've lived through? Shiz. Mang. Mang was a weird one. That one caught me off
I
guard.
didn't get that one in Utah.
I'm sure Fashizzle broke a lot of people when it was a thing.
Yes. But like, I just assumed it was that was just Snoop Dogg.
Well, it was. Yeah, Snoop Dogg definitely made that. But, like, people started saying it. This one, like, from wherever stuff starts, like, there's always a period where somebody's got to be pissed off about it. So
Yeah.
I'm sure
Yeah,
Riz is going to be.
100%.
Riz will have its time. I used to yell stir at people all the time and no one knew what the hell I was talking about, so who knows? Riz Gurgak. This also reminds me what it rhymes with. Yeah, that's the thing I always like. Actually, hello.
What's up?
What's up, yeah.
I hated that.
Pretty much everything Pauly Shore did drove me a little crazy. From his Aruing to his weird, like, cheese stuff. The Weasel, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Poor, impressionable people.
Yeah. I have no problems with what was with slang terminology generally. Like, people are welcome to use it and come up with stuff, but like there comes a point where, and it seems like it happens for every generation. Like, every generation comes up with their new slang, and then they just push it a little bit too far to the point where it becomes nonsensical, and you stop being able to communicate with the people around you unless they exist within the same, like, cultural bubble as you.
I mean, Pig Latin. What was the other one? Like, there was our time. Freaking the Zoom thing. I can't remember what it's called. Abu Dhabi? Oh my god.
Abu Dhabi, yeah.
Yeah. Like, there were a handful of kids that thought they were the coolest shit because of that.
Yeah, because they spoke Abu Dhabi or Pig Latin or Esperanto.
Yeah. Ooh, I don't know that one, actually. Was that another fake language that made up?
Yeah, it's another made-up language, yeah.
Okay.
Ink.
And then you have all the people learning Klingon. And
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Esperanto is an artificial language constructed in 1887 by L.L. Zamenhof, Polish oculist.
Occultist?
Intended for use as No, it says oculist.
Interesting, okay.
I
So
don't
he made lenses?
Maybe. And intended for use as an international second language. I believe it's Latin-based,
Okay.
but I'm not 100% sure. Oh, ophthalmologist. He was an oculist is the same as an ophthalmologist, apparently.
Interesting.
Thanks, Encyclopedia Britannica.
They call me.
Your Britishisms fucked me again.
Yeah.
Case in point, language exists to communicate, and when you break it down so much that it no longer functions, that's when I start to become a little bit upset with it.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense.
That's all. No, nobody clipped me saying "What's up." It's not.
Gag me with a spoon. Yeah.
Roadie, ugh, yeah.
John Miller, hello, welcome in. There's a new video out. If you haven't seen it, I highly suggest it.
It's good stuff.
I'm glad.
I'm really impressed with how much animation you did and how many bits you pulled and references you made.
I had to get Markiplier in there talking about Lady Dimitrescu. I just had to.
I'm being DS.
Remember to comment on the video, even if it's just saying Happy Halloween. I think some of my best videos are the ones where, like, right after the video comes out, someone's like, "This is fucking stupid," and then, like, 5 people comment on it. And it's just like, yes! Get people to talk about stuff.
Unfortunately, it does appear to be the nature of the internet that nothing gets traction for the algorithm quite like hate speech.
Yeah. Saw Five Nights at Freddy's. Pretty good. Not great, but fun. I almost watched that this weekend. Maybe I'll give it a shot.
I'm not interested in the games. I'm not interested in the movie.
1 year for Halloween, I bought, like, all of the games and just went and played them with my friends. That was pretty fun. They're worth playing, like, once, just because they're jump scare games.
Yeah.
But
my understanding is they're pretty good jump scare games, but like
they have a very nice level of this is your fault, like not where a lot of jump scares is just like, oh, when you walk around this corner, fuck you, and it's like, okay, like that they almost stop being scary because they feel nonsensical. But the thing about Five Nights at Freddy's was that it's a skill-based game. And so you only you get all the tension, but you only get the jump scare when you screw up. And so it's like, yes, okay, I can stop this from happening. A Krampus card? We could do Krampus cards. That could be fun. Did I already do a Krampus video? I don't think I did.
No, I don't think so.
Weird stuff always happens to me around Christmas, so I always get busy. But maybe we can do that. If I start it right now, I might finish it before Christmas. The cramp eye. That needs to be below that. Did that work? That's fine. Warlock Santa Claus. I mean, Santa's kind of a warlock. Draw Tarot Tiefling Hanging Man. Alright. We can do that. We can take a pause here. I need references. I need the Hanged Man's card so I know what it's supposed to be.
I'm on it.
We'll go back to the monkey paw. We'll use this. Let's get a good tarot card in here.
That's the bog standard.
Is he supposed to be upside down?
Yeah.
Okay. That looks about right. Oh, do I have to draw him upside down?
No, just draw him right side up and flip him. That's what I did with the bat I drew today. That one's pretty.
YouTube is not receiving enough to maintain a smooth streaming. Oh no. Stop buffering. Represents self-sacrifice and surrender to the inevitable. Interesting. I do love me some Odin lore. So maybe I'll do something with that.
I think I'm not familiar with the Hanged Man as relates to Odin lore. What's that story?
Odin learned how to use runes by hanging himself from a tree for a week.
Oh.
That's how he learned rune magic. He Jesus-ified himself to save everybody.
Gotcha.
Which I can't remember. I can't remember if that predates the Jesus thing or not. There's contention there. I remember there's contention there, and that's why it's not a super. The Christians like to tell other people's stories. And they're like, ooh, that one's too close. Never mind. So they don't tell that one as much. Is the YouTube going? Poor quality. All right.
I think so.
Yeah. I'm going to stop streaming on Twitch. Sorry, Atomic. You are the only one there. Come hang out with us on YouTube. as it seems to not being happy right now. So yeah, anybody hanging out on Twitch, come hang out with us on YouTube. Come watch the video. It'd be great. Hopefully that will let things run a little smoother. Let me know how that goes. Very underrated choice, yellow. Yellow and black hair. Oh, for the tiefling? That's an interesting one. Are they supposed to be hung by the leg? Is that a thing? Or is it just...
That's what most of them look like.
Yeah, interesting.
There are a couple where they're hung by the neck, but not a lot. I see a couple where the guy is hanging himself, like, by the leg. Let me see if I can find one again.
I always thought it was a reference to Odin, but maybe not. Interesting. I would love to know the origin to that. Hangman shows a man suspended from a T-shaped cross made of living wood. He is hung upside down, viewing the world from a completely different perspective, and his facial expression is calm and serene. He has a halo around his head, symbolizing new insight and awareness. Interesting. Red pants, blue vest. Based off the Rider weight cards. Interesting. Okay, then. We will do that. A vest it is.
In the first tarot decks produced in the 15th century Italy and France, he was simply the traitor, perhaps reflecting contemporary shame paintings of conspirators and criminals who were hanged by one leg for all to see.
Interesting.
In other interpretations, the hangman is a depiction of the Norse god Odin, who suspended himself from a tree in order to gain knowledge.
Here we go. I've run out of space on this card, but that's okay.
Let's see. Should be noted, 1, that the tree of sacrifice is living wood with leaves thereon. 2, that the face expresses deep entrancement, not suffering. 3, that the figure is, as a whole, suggests life in suspension, but not death.
How do you have a T-post tree of living wood? Like, that's not how trees work.
And
Doesn't
tarot
make any
doesn't
sense.
work, so it doesn't make sense. It doesn't have to. It's all symbology.
Damn it, Druid, I want my mysticism to make sense.
I mean, so do I, but it doesn't, which is why I don't care for mysticism.
I still think it's funny how, like, appalled? That's not right. Appalled? You and Corvus get about crystal healing in Pathfinder. It's just like, nope, that is too far. This is too much. I need to take a break real quick. It's 12 o'clock. I'm gonna keep drawing this, but I need more water. So I will be right back. Hang tight, everybody.
Okay.
Hang tight.
I will address the crystal healing, why I despise it so much when Rook gets back. It would honestly be the same thing with essential oils. I don't care if the mysticism is misty, I just want it to be consistent. Yeah, I agree, John Miller. Essential oils and incense are good for relaxing and focus. Things similar to menthol are even good for helping to relieve some symptoms of decongestion or of congestion, but like they're not a cure for COVID. Or pneumonia, or cancer, or warts, or anything else. Consist.
Okay.
Consisticism.
Should his leg be crossed behind his back?
Maybe. Let's see. Brian tells me the customer feels better after the experience. Is that not the goal? I suppose so. And yeah, I also don't really understand the placebo effect. People's brains are weird.
There's a really dangerous principle about a lot of I did a lot of studying into like shamanism and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the rules of it was effectiveness is the measurement of truth. And it's like, oh, I like that, but also that's terrifying. Because that's how you get. It's a bad thing to like really believe in, but like that's how things work. Like if it works for you, then do it that way. Like it doesn't have to make total sense. So yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, but like the statement like it feels motivational, but it also feels to me like the phrase that makers sometimes use, that if it seems stupid but it works, then it's not stupid, which is something that I have seen people use to justify stacking up like 7 uneven boxes and then like 3 ladders on top of that in order to get high enough to with a chainsaw to cut down a specific branch. And like,
yeah, it's not the safest way to do it.
no, like it worked. It was still stupid.
Yeah.
Anyway, so the like one of the reasons I hate crystal healing so much, like why it gets me so upset, is because I have not like direct family, but I have family who like is very much into that and was touting essential oils during the whole COVID thing.
Yeah.
And as people were dying, that made me real angry.
Yeah, I mean that's I think the big difference between probably saying like medical knowledge is 100% legit. Follow medical advice. Yeah, like the difference between that statement, which is like how the world worked for a very long time.
Mm-hmm.
Put grain in a barn makes rats. That's where rats come from. Technically, that's true. It is repeatability, right? Like,
yes.
So if you remove all the variables and you put grain in a bag and put it in a barn, rats don't show up. So it's like that's the difference between science and mysticism, is repeatability. But as long as you don't take it that way, like you don't take that as 100% truth, I think it's a really good little way to think.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be perfect. It's just if it works, it works. I don't know what I'm doing anymore. What was the other thing I was trying to do? I thought I was trying to get 3 things done today. The raven, the hand. Shoot, what was the other one? The opposite is also true. Being depressed makes you more vulnerable to infection. It has been proven that having a positive mood enhances natural healing. So it's a roundabout way of placebo effect. Maybe. There's the psychology and like mental health and physical health are weirdly related. Like they just are. So
Yes.
which is really funny because if you watch like animals, when animals get hurt, they're like, I'm just gonna sleep till I'm better or I die. Like that's their response to a lot of things. And in nature, that I mean, I don't know. I guess we don't see how many of them die, but it's just like that's the response. Whereas humans have a lot more functionality, and it could also go the other way too. Is like I know after having a surgery, like how much constant pain can just affect everything in your life without you really realizing it. It's like, oh, yep, okay. So who knows if it is, oh, good vibes make you healthier, or if it's being healthy just lets you have good vibes. So it's
I'm still not sure if cats' purrs are magically healing, or people who love cats and love to have cats purr on them are just generally happier
just
and therefore
chiller.
feel better.
Yeah. Science.
I should know what you said about animals like get injured and either like
sleep
sleep
die.
until they're better or they die. That is generally true.
I mean, it works for people too.
Yes, but like there are a number of higher intelligent social creatures that function very similar to humans in that regard, and that they have more responses than just the two. I think chimpanzees are definitely one.
Yeah,
I believe gorillas are one.
They will care for sick members of their tribes, which is cool.
I think most dolphins.
And like it's interesting when you watch like cats and dogs and stuff, because if one of them's not feeling well, the other ones will try to console them. Like that's definitely built in. So like there's that. But like if you watch nature shows and stuff like meerkats and different, like, oh, this thing fell out of a tree and probably broke its leg. It's just gonna hang here and hopefully it'll heal before it starves to death. It's like that's terrifying. I hate that. Like a meerkat I saw a show, got bit by a snake, and they're like, well, he's gonna die, and he just went and slept for like a week, and then he's like, I'm good. It's like, what? They're like, well, he went in the hole and didn't come back out, but then he did. So now I got that song stuck in my head. She blinded me with science. It's a good one. It's a good song. Why do they have one hand behind their back? Is that important?
I don't think so. In the archetypical one, the hangman has both behind their back.
That might just be lazy people not wanting to draw hands.
Yeah.
How about the pretty one? That one's got both hands. We started the video, you said Money Paw, Raven, and then miscellaneous stuff you've meant to do next week, but I want to get it done with. Oh, that's right. I was going to draw some sci-fi stuff. Thank you, Debbie. I could do that, but I might not stream that. I think I might not stream that because that's for a different project. Mm-hmm. I've got 2 projects that I want to talk about, but one cannot, and 2 don't want to. So we'll see how that goes. But next year is going to be fun. I got some stuff in the works. I too can be lazy and not draw hands if I just have it go off the card. Ooh. My chicken is done. I can smell it. My rice is not done yet, though. So I'll probably stream until my rice is done, and I'll probably call it for the day. I might hang around the Discord a little bit. It is Halloween. I want to hang out with people. But as we get later in the afternoon, I might have people show up at my house, so I might need to go get those skulls out. Ward off the evil spirits. Brian, did you take the day off? Take the day off so you can have Halloween day. You take the skulls out of the people who visit you today? Yes, that's my plan. Trick or treat, smell my feet, hit him with a hammer. Chicken and rice. I'm gonna just mix it up with some teriyaki sauce and just have chicken and rice for lunch. I do, I've been doing a lot of like meal prep stuff where I'll cook a whole bunch of chicken and then just have it like pulled chicken. So I can do different things with it throughout the week. And just warm it up.
I do love this tarot card tiefling, but I kind of feel I should point out they are not a bear, an octopus, or an octobear.
Yeah, which is fine. At this point, I'll take suggestions for super chats. I gotta every time I get a paycheck, I'm like, yay! And it's like, and here's a bill. It's like, come on. So, I should be happy. I should be happy that I am able to pay my bills. But sometimes I feel like the world is laughing at me. Surgery's paid off, so that's good.
That's good.
But I'm broke. That's a good cat. That's a good cat with a cape. I've gotten 50 text messages to come back early. That's funny. I thought your phone had gotten destroyed somehow. It's too bad they weren't able to reach you. I realize now that these folds are upside down. Whoop. Yeah, exactly. Payday bills. Yep, that's my life. That's my life. You can give him a Harlequin outfit, an octopus head.
Careful, you shrink him too much, you do have to draw the hands and the feet.
I kind of want to, so we're gonna go with it. I have that hanging above my computer. Why don't you get married and have kids? Money!
I just want so much money.
My patron saint is a greedy raccoon. Oh well. Speaking of which, go watch the video. I think everybody here has probably already watched the video, but just in case you haven't, share it with your friends.
My patron saint is your black and white cat who burrows under too many blankets when the weather gets cold.
Yeah. He's all kinds of wrapped up right now.
I am as well. I'm actually wearing a shirt, which I'm not happy about.
No good.
Wrapped in 3 blankets.
Those aren't trousers, those are just thigh highs. I mean, I guess I could give him trousers.
Yeah, poofy fantasy pants.
I feel like I haven't drawn enough fantasy pants lately, so.
I think we went almost a year without discussing fantasy pants.
Oh, I bought a pair, and so it stopped being important to me. But like, it stopped being a thing I thought about every day.
Right. Fair.
Tie fisherman pants? It's the way to go.
They're amazing.
They are. I'm not a big fan of a lot of the cloth they're made out of, but that's just kind of a problem of like finding cheap ones versus finding good ones.
Yeah.
So I even went and bought cloth to make some, and I didn't end up making them yet.
I also really like Japanese hakama.
Are those the like the ones you would wear for kendo?
Yeah.
The almost a skirt.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are nice. I gotta turn it back around. Whoop. There we go. It might be hammer pants. Yeah, hammer pants are great. Why did MC Hammer do that? I don't know, but he knew what he was doing. That would actually be interesting to find out. I'm sure he did it just as a marketing thing. YouTube is blocking Super Chat. What? But Super Chat already happened. Let me look here. This might be a ploy to trick other people into super chatting. Which I applaud. I applaud you in your attempt. I am in excellent streaming condition. Monetization is on. Yeah, I don't know. That's really weird.
Must be on your end, Bri.
Oh, very strange. Very, very strange. Yeah, it looks like it's working. I don't know. Did you block? Did you have your bank block all transactions for the month? Don't let me spend any money. Who's this YouTube guy? Yay! Elven Hair, welcome back to the Goblins. I think you were already a goblin, but just testing. Yeah, that works. I don't know. Sorry, Brian. I do apologize. I don't know how to fix that. Dinjarin. Oh, we were talking about art classes. Is that something people would be interested in? Because the big thing is, like, I would be interested in doing that. And I could set up like actual things to have people practice and draw with. I don't think I'd want to stream it. I think it would just be that way people can actually like talk and ask me questions and we can just shoot the shit. But yay! 42 months. That's impressive. I've been doing YouTube for a long time. Holy crud. Thank you, Brian. I appreciate that. I need to make more emotes. Is what I'm just realizing. Ooh, that water doesn't taste good. That's weird. Did I get the dirty glass? Should I switch it so that his horns are pointy?
Maybe. That might help it read more tiefling and less djinn.
I wonder why it's not doing that. Yeah, we did I've done the drawing, like the community drawing a few times where people can just come out and draw, and people don't do that. So it's like, I don't know if people would pay to take art classes.
Yeah.
Versus just hosting them. And a handful of people have been like, make more art drawing content on YouTube, and it's like 4 people watch those. So maybe it's not something. Oh no, my water's expired? Yeah. That happens to me sometimes. You caught me on a good day, John. I constantly have the gumption to make tarot cards, and then I just lose it. I just lose it. Don't know what happens. Should make a deck and market it. Yeah. I think what I need to do, maybe for Christmas I'll buy myself an actual tarot deck and then just use that as because this is the part that always trips me up, is like deciding which one to do. That's a hurdle. And then once you decide, it's like finding a good type and then trying to find a style that would work for all the cards. And it's like, blah, blah, blah. So it's one of those things that I just constantly struggle with, because I like the idea, and then just making it happen is a struggle. I need to get better at understanding what it is before I really dive into it. But I'll definitely keep this as a baseline. And maybe someday we'll come back and we'll do the actual whole card. Rider White deck is iconic, but you should just use it as a suggestion. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking. Maybe that's what I'll ask for my stocking this year. I do love me some cards. I was a weird kid that like just wanted decks of cards, just regular decks of cards. I was like, yeah, it's great. Gambit was super cool. Does anybody have fun Halloween plans? I haven't really asked about that yet. I should have a tarot deck that is art inspired by Lord of the Rings. Ooh, that sounds really cool. Yeah, I feel like you could make a tarot card deck out of anything. And at one point, I was like, "Oh, I'll just make it out of the things I already have," but like they don't match up. Like you have to intentfully design them. Raccoon Saint requests. We could do that. I don't use them for fortune telling. I'm using them for playing games like Slovenian Tarot. Is that? Oh, I didn't know there's games you can play with. That's cool. I think I'm about done with this one. So yeah, thank you, Brian. I will. Let's draw a raccoon here in a second. I like that idea.
I believe with the minor arcana, you can play any game you can play with face cards.
Oh really?
Because there's 52.
Well, they're numbered, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So that would make sense. Pictures are just there to give you more. All right, there we go. I think that's pretty good. I am in a kick to draw more cards, so I'll probably be doing this more in the future. So thank you. Thank you for everybody that did that. The Fool was numbered 0 because it was spoiler of sorts. I did the Fool card. I just did a picture of my own face. That was fun. That seemed appropriate. We'll get some more. We'll get some more tarot cards next year. This year. Whatever. We're almost at the end of the year. Okay. What are we doing? A Raccoon Saint? Alright, we can do this. I got this in my head. Should we keep the card? Should we put it on a card? I mean, that could go back to this. I did the red panda. Let's do the Raccoon Saint here. I think that'll be fun. Let's grab these. D&D has a card game called Three Dragon Ante, and players similar to tarot games. Oh, interesting. Okay. That could be cool. Okay, I clicked away. I clicked away from the things. Hold on. How rare cartoony should we make this? Raccoons are great. You have to be careful or they turn into corgis. And then we'll give him a bishop hat. It does look like a corgi. What have I done? What have I done? I somehow have lost Photoshop. There we go. I clicked on one thing and it's just like, it broke. Broke everything. Okay, hold on. That, and then this one? There we go. It's often used to worship Des now. Huh, that makes sense. Oh, jeez. I'm right. Longer snoots. Longer snoots. Ooh, that's what we're missing on the crow. I didn't put weird white eyes on it. Just something I was trying to do with all these cards, all these stickers.
Oh yeah.
I'll have to go back.
I even posted a picture of an Australian crow with silver eyes as reference for you.
Nebby that corgi. Blah. Don't check the news today. All bad. All right, I will avoid it until after stream, and then I'll just go make myself depressed. I was thinking, and it wasn't supposed to be a surprise. I just didn't get it done. I was thinking about reading the Raven, and then using that video I did of the other Raven thing I drew, and just making a little YouTube video out of it. That's pretty Halloween-esque, so I don't know if I've missed it for this year, or if I should post it this year. Maybe I'll just do it anyways, and then if people like it, I'll do it again next year and try something else. That could be fun. It's one of my favorite poems. Because I'm a basic bitch like that. Ain't nothing wrong with that. It's okay to like popular things. You could make omu rice. Make fried rice with chicken and a couple of veggies. Wrap it in an omelet on top of ketchup. It's really good. Yeah, I've done that before. That's pretty good. Poetry to art sounds like good sort of material. Yeah, I don't know. We'll find out, I guess. But if I want to do that, I kind of need to go record the audio, which will probably take me an hour or so. There might be another video out today. Who knows? Read The King in Yellow. I have, yeah. Both are good. Both of those are good. These eyes are too close together. No, they're not. The ears are too close together. And then the eyes are too close together. And then this needs to hook down. What is next month is November. We have Thanksgiving coming up. What shenanigans should we get up to for Thanksgiving? What's a good November thing we can do? Are there any... I mean, if we do the Krampus, could do Krampus for December. What kind of video should we try to get out for November?
The Noidvember. Is that too deep a pull?
Don't do fan art, man.
Oh yeah.
Hydra turkey. Hydra turkey could be pretty funny. Is that a why you should play Hydra turkeys, or am I just getting into the actual monster stuff now? Alright, I need little raccoon hands.
Why your D&D character should only eat cockatrice.
The ethical type of turkey hydra exists. Oh no. When you gain life, put a +1 counter on turkey hydra. When turkey hydra dies, put a +1 counter on each of the X target creatures you control, or X is the turkey hydra's power. Oh boy. Oh, that's not as good. For 5 mana? With a green-white deck, it's doable. That's a very doable card. Because the way that's worded to me is then you could have up to 5 creatures get +1/+1, which is not that great compared to some of the other hydras that like let you put their whole power on stuff, which is great. No Shave November. All characters have beards. That could be fun. We could just put the super chat to add a beard. Whatever I'm drawing, you just have to add a beard.
Oops, all dwarves.
Yep. That's actually a pretty good name. We could do that. Raccoon wrists are on the outside. Dang it. That's what makes them look so funny. So regardless of what they're doing, they have their wrists on the outside. So it always looks like they're plotting something. Friar Bandito. We'll do that tomorrow. We'll do that tomorrow for the viewer suggestion. We'll try out the Oops All Beards. Everyone should already have a magical beard. Looks like an anthro real estate agent. Did you watch the Phantasmagoria playthrough with Dan and Ninja Brian?
No, I started it and then I was like, I'm not ready for another one of these games after oh, I forget what it's called.
It was good.
Yeah, was it?
Yeah, I mean, Ninja Brian and Dan together is just, it's a fun time.
Yes, they are hilarious.
And they kept running into it, like, some of the guys are just complete assholes, and one of them was a real estate agent. And Brian's delivery of stuff is just, it's beautiful. It's beautiful, and I love it. And so it's just like, I think that guy's pretty cool. It's like, what? Phantasmagoria will scare the crap out of you. Primo jump scares. They did a pretty good job of they censored almost all of the cutscenes, which I thought was pretty funny. Because Dan's just like, well, we can't put that on YouTube. Okay. Oh, should I give him a little, like... I think I gotta give him the habit. Boop, boop, whoop. What's that? What the hell are stand-up pouches, and why is Sticker Mule trying to sell them to me? Would you like to buy this thing that we're not gonna... Oh, it's like a... Okay. I understand. It's like a peanut bag. How to shave your beard like a man. Alright, let's watch this. What games have scared you the most? Back in the day, when Resident Evil 4 came out, that game broke me a little bit. I remember being really stressed out about that. Five Nights at Freddy's was a really good party game because we just had like 5 people and we'd take turns with it. So we just sat in the dark and played that. So that was fun because like somebody else would scream and that would just, you know, set you off, which is great. Trying to think of other games that were really scary.
Horror's never been my genre, so I've never really played scary games.
Yeah. Got that alert too. Sticker Mule. They make good stickers. Can't deny that. They're just very expensive. If you want cool Sticker Mule stickers, join the Patreon. I send stickers out about every other month, sometimes more. Dead Space? Ooh, Dead Space was a good one, yeah. First time playing through Dead Space. That was a stressful game. I guess I equate more of like... Very few games have like terrified me. But like games that can get you like stressed and amped up, I'm on board. That's my kind of okay with horror. Versus like what were they? There were a whole bunch of weird horror games that came out around the same time as Silent Hill 4, and I just think that they weren't fun to me. The new Alan Wake game came out. Like, that's not the type of horror that bothers me, because it's just like you're kind of on the rails and everything gets weird. It's like, okay, it's weird, so what? like I did get very disconnected from those games if they don't have a really like specific way to make you interact with the game, kind of like the way the Resident Evil games do. I think the new Alan Wake looks pretty good, but the old one was not. Didn't do it for me. I think my food is done. I should probably go make that. Bands with shave your beard starts up a chainsaw. Ooh, don't do that. I did not play Visage. I, for a very long time in my youth, just would dry shave all the time.
Ooh.
Just because I don't care. And and I was very much just trying to get out the door as fast as possible. And now I just use a straight razor, and like face lube, it's good. It's good to do. Wish I had used it a lot more in my youth. I'm a masochist. I can't help it. I'm a masochist born of laziness. I ain't got time to get my face wet.
I mean, if your beard is pretty soft and you have a safety razor, I guess it's not that bad to dry shave, but
It's rough stuff. I realize the folly of my ways. Silent Hill was pretty great, yeah. Silent Hill, Dino Crisis, what was the other one? Like all those Resident Evil clones that came out around the same time, they were fun. Parasite Eve was a good one. Less scary and more just, like I said, suspenseful. Man, I'm trying to think. I feel like there were some good horror games that I've played, and I just can't think of any of them. So Dead Space is on top of my list, though. Yeah.
Did you ever play Fatal Frame?
Fatal Frame was another one that I did not like. For the same reason I didn't like Alan Wake. Like it's a good like kind of railed narrative. It's like you're going through the story, but like taking pictures of the ghosts is like, that's all right. It just didn't capture me. But it's good. It's a good story, so I'm fine with that. The Fatal Frame. There was. Yeah, I don't know. Dark Descent. I don't think I played Dark Descent. Amnesia. That was another one I didn't get into, but I think that was the one I was thinking about, though. One of my friends really, really loved that game because it was full of jump scares, and I was like, it's all right. Layers of Fear. I didn't play that one either. Yeah, now I'm just thinking about old games, and I can't think of any. I remember playing Doom and Heretic and being kind of spooked when I was a kid. That was fun. They, like, for how crappy the graphics were, they did a good job of, like, giving you an ambience of just like, oh, it was weird.
Guess when I played Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time, I was young enough that the Redeads scared me pretty bad.
Yeah, those were spooky.
The first time I saw them.
Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, Zelda was good. Yeah, Majora's Mask was kind of weird and creepy too. Had a much darker vibe.
Yeah.
There were some of the older games were really creepy. Yeah, Alien Isolation was good. I didn't play it. I watched a lot of people play it. That was a good one. Mortuary's Assistant. I think that's a pretty good take on a horror. Like for the kind of genres that horror has taken to these days, where it's almost just like weird life sim. The Mortuary's Assistant was a good idea because it's like, here's some shit that you don't really want to do. Yep. So you're like, that was a good one. Versus like, you work as a clerk somewhere. It's like, okay, I don't really care because I've done that job and it is creepy. But, yeah. Alone in the Dark was awesome back when it came out. That sounds really familiar too. I don't know if I played that one. I have beard oils that are tobacco and vanilla. By Dr. Squatch, I have majestic beard and glorious things. Don't put the beard, it gets angry. That's pretty good.
Alone in the Dark.
Maybe I did play that one.
I think I remember that one like the very original PC computer game of that. I don't remember it being particularly scary.
GTFO is relatively newer, maybe a few years old now. That had some pretty good horror vibes to it, but overall the game is kind of me. Sorry, you said Alone in the Dark. That's what made me think of that. Just like, because it had a really nice system for being in dark, being quiet, like having to do that for game mechanics, which is always good. It's always good. What are the other ones? Alone in the Dark. I don't remember that one very much. There aren't a lot of like horror mainstream games, I don't think, anymore.
Did you ever play, this is way back in the 90s, a game called Lighthouse, The Dark Being?
No, that sounds awesome though.
It's very much like, it's kind of an Eldritch Horror themed point and click exploration, like puzzle game, kind of in the same vein as Myst.
Okay.
That one scared the shit out of me.
I have played games, and I can't remember what we were playing. It might have been Silent Hill. When one of my friends, like, threw his shoe at the TV. That was great. That was a good moment.
Out of fear,
Yeah.
not frustration. Because
Grand-
I've seen people throw shit at TVs.
Yeah. Grand Theft Auto, but urban fantasy would be fascinating. How do you define urban fantasy? Because, like, Bright, I think, is the only thing that I think has done it well, and the movie was bad. The concept was good, the movie was bad. Which is sad, because, like, I think it had a really good potential to be, like, a really great series. And they were like, what if we cram it into a crappy movie and then don't actually make a movie? It's like, well, okay. These are all decisions you've made, that's fine. Grand Theft Equine? I mean, that's essentially Red Dead Redemption, isn't it? Grand Theft Dragon. I wanted to do little handprints, but maybe that's not good. I would consider a lot of World of Darkness stuff as urban fantasy, Harry Dresden stuff. Okay, I could see that. That would make sense. The movie Bright was one of the few I just couldn't get through. It was bad. Like, yeah. It sucked. I mean, like, the ending made it really bad, because it's like they led all this really good stuff up. Like, oh yeah, that could be really cool, and they're like, yeah, just kidding, none of that's gonna happen. It's like, oh. Okay. It really felt very disjointed and, like, yeah. I hope they actually come through and make a TV series out of it or something. Weren't they making a werewolf video game? Or did that already come out?
I have no idea.
Maybe it was a Vampire the Masquerade movie. I don't remember now. Oh, I forgot to put a halo on the tiefling. Whoops. Oh well. I should really go make lunch. That's what I should do. It's 1 o'clock.
Yeah. I mean, you've said that
For the last hour. My food is definitely done. Probably have to reheat it again. Let's do this. Let's make this a circle. Let's make it an actual circle, and then we'll just erase what we don't want. They had an MTV TV show in the 90s. The main actor got killed in a motorcycle accident, and the series ended soon after. Oh, really? I didn't know that.
That's a pretty big bummer.
Yeah. Maybe instead of ticks, this should be actual, like, rays. We could do rays. That's not bad. I like that. There was a game, I don't remember what it was called, but essentially you just had to keep dying. And then every time you died, a little homunculus would respawn you. And they're like, well, you got 12 hours until that happens again. Try to figure out why you died. I was like, okay. That was fun. That was kind of spooky.
Interesting.
Constantly trying to solve your own murder. And then you would solve it, and then you die a different way. And then you'd have to, like, it's basically just a giant puzzle game. You had to prevent yourself from dying over and over and over again.
That sounds pretty cool, actually. I might be into that.
Could be a fun D&D campaign. But player agency. Just Groundhog Day yourself over and over again.
I mean, that's basically... You listened to The Adventure Zone, right?
Yeah.
The first season, it's the 11th hour arc.
I guess so, yeah. That was good. I liked that story a lot.
Same.
It's called employment. I've been playing it for years. Just trying to keep yourself alive until you go home. Alright, there's our patron saint. Raccoon. I think he turned out pretty good. We gotta get these little teethies whiter. I'll turn that into another card and send that out sometime to all the Patreon members. That's it. That's all I got. Go write a comment on the video if you haven't already. If you have, write another one. Why not? It'll be fun. Just get that going. Hopefully more videos soon in the next few days, just for like YouTube shorts and maybe one more like short video. We'll start working on the next video here pretty soon. Tomorrow we will do the viewer suggestion. And have a wonderful, wonderful, safe Halloween, everybody. Thanks for hanging out. Yeah. Thank you for all the super chats today. I appreciate that. Thank you for all the support on the video. And stay happy, stay healthy, keep your dice on the table. And we'll catch you all tomorrow. Bye, everybody.
Bye.